How my optimism helps me overcome obstacles. To some people, optimism is as simple as believing you'll win the next game after you've lost the last. To others, it's about playing the glad game, as Pollyanna did in Disney's 1960 film. To be certain, Pollyanna was known for bringing a lot of joy to the people in her town. But what role does optimism play when dealing with a major life event or illness? In the movie, Pollyanna found out the answer to this question when she fell off a tree and broke both of her legs. I found out the answer to this question when my sister Bella was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. I remember the day that Bella was diagnosed with diabetes. My sister Maddie returned from the doctors crying and told me that she had just been diagnosed. I had so many questions. I learned quickly that type 1 diabetes is when the body does not produce enough insulin, which is needed to turn our food into energy. Of course, I wanted to know when and how this disease would go away, and it hit me hard when I found out that it wouldn't. From then on, Bella would be giving herself shots and testing her blood sugar for the rest of her life. We went to the hospital to see Bella the next day. There she was, with a huge smile on her face. How could she be smiling when her life had changed forever? It turned out she was still the same girl she was the last time I had seen her. When Bella came home, my dad said, "Bella doesn't only have diabetes. We all do, and we as a family will get through it." I realized then that if I was going to help be there for Bella, I would have to dig deep for every ounce of optimism in me. Every single member in our family, including me, said the same thing to each other. If I could take it from her, then I would. We tried to show a lot of optimism for Bella during this time, but what really made this possible was that we were surrounded by it. I learned that optimism is a gift of faith and hope, given to one another to lift us up in hard times. When we ran low on optimism, our family carried us. There were also other families with a child with type 1 diabetes who reached out to us and showed us how to deal with it daily. My mom tells the story of one of these moms calling her at the hospital and saying, "I know exactly where you are right now, and I promise that this will all get better." This was a comforting moment for my mom. We also learned about the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation. Through JDRF, we receive optimism that there may one day be a cure. We participate in a family walk day, where you can donate money to walk for a cure. Our friends and family show and prove their optimism by donating money and walking every year. By participating in these events with my sister, I am inspired to fight for a cure. And optimism plays a huge part for me in believing that one day there will be one. Chris Freeman was the first cross-country skier to compete in the 2010 Winter Olympics with type 1 diabetes. He was so close to making American history when his blood sugar went low and he nearly passed out. He trembled toward the stadium, barely talking, asking for sugar. A German coach came to help Freeman. Freeman was rushed to the hospital. He later stated, "I wasn't going to stop. I didn't want to let it slow me down. You've got to keep the kid living a normal life and don't let them give up." By sharing his story, Freeman gives hope to Bella and others with type 1 diabetes. Supreme Court Justice Sonia Sotomayor was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes when she was 7, the same age Bella was. She gathered about 150 diabetic children and shared her story of the day she was diagnosed. She shares her gift of optimism by showing them that their options in life are limitless. She is now living a great and healthy life and is the first known diabetic to sit on America's highest court bench. Justice Sotomayor lets kids with type 1 diabetes know it doesn't slow you down. She had once said, "That discipline helped me in every aspect of my life." Diabetes has made us all come together as a family. Like Chris Freeman and Justice Sotomayor, I know Bella will do great things with her life. There are some days that are more difficult than others, but I want to help give hope to Bella. I choose to do this through my optimism, giving her small gifts of it on days that she needs it. Like my dad said, we all have this disease. Together, we will fight it with optimism. As Emily Kimbrough once wrote, we all stumble, every one of us. And that's why it's comforting when we walk hand in hand. Thank you.